showing you guys the top 10 best fruits for combos in Blox fruits. Recently, I've been trying to find a combo, so just like every other nerd, I opened up YouTube, but I couldn't find anything. So to cut the story short, I spent the last 4 hours testing out different fruits and finding the best fruits for combos. But before we start, make sure to subscribe because we are getting so close to 200,000 subscribers. Anyways, let's get right into the video. Number 10, sand fruit. This fruit is very underrated and, to be honest, almost forgotten. Well, let me just show you guys the moves. The first move is a simple slash, but it also stuns your enemy. And this move has very good range. Just look at that, bro. Moving on into the second move, look at this. You can literally put your opponent in a sand coffin, look at that, dealing a bunch of damage. The third move is a little tornado thingy, which also stuns your opponent. Like, you get the point, dude. This fruit is actually very strong. And you might be wondering, if this fruit is so strong, why is it only at number 10? Well, I'm not gonna lie, this fruit is actually pretty difficult to use. Like, if you want to use it properly, you need to have a ton of skill, and most of us don't have any skill. But yeah, jokes aside, this fruit requires a ton of aim, and also you need to be pretty good at the game. And low-key, this is the reason why I ranked it at number 10. Number 9, T-Rex fruit. Alright, if you're talking about combos, how could we forget the T-Rex fruit? Here is the first move right here, simple dash dealing 3000 damage. Then here we have the best move, look at this. You can pull your enemies in, dealing tons and tons of damage. Look at that. Then we have the third move, another dash dealing 3000 damage. Then you also have like a leap ability which you can use to travel, but yeah, I don't really use that. And of course, we also have the full T-Rex form, but we do not really use the full form since the normal form is a lot more easier to use and it is better for combos. And as I said about the sand fruit, that fruit is hard to use, right? Just look at how easy this fruit is to use. Yeah, the enemy is already dead. Basically, there are tons and tons of combos you can do with this fruit, and they are not even that difficult. Like, if you just spam your fruit, you can pretty much figure out a combo yourself. But there is just one problem. Nowadays, there are so many good fruits in the game, so the T-Rex fruit falls back a little bit. Almost everyone knows how to counter T-Rex fruit. They just simply run away from you and make you use your X move, and once you miss this move, you can't really do a combo. So yes, there can be some downfalls while using this fruit, but trust me, it's not that bad, dude. Once you manage to land the X move, it's pretty much over for your enemy. So yes, don't worry and give T-Rex a try. Number 8, ice fruit. Alright, this is probably the easiest fruit to use in this list. And let me just show you guys the moves. The first move is a tornado move, which deals a bunch of damage and also breaks their observation hockey. Then we have the second move, which is a simple move dealing 3000 damage. The third move is a stun move. As you guys can see, it will stun your opponent. And the fourth move is also another stun move, which means the ice fruit is heavily based on doing combos. If you want to take this fruit up a notch, go to the Awakenings expert guy right here, located at the mention, and talk to him, and then unawaken your C move. This changes your third move to the ice bird, which is a very strong stunning move. And now just look at this. It's all about combos, dude. This fruit is so freaking strong. Yes, that was the easiest one-shot combo of my life. And additionally, you can use your guns to also trap your opponents just like this. Look at this. You can just stun them again, do this, bang, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, with all of those stun-based moves, there is one disadvantage. If you are fighting in the air, your moves are basically useless. Like, yeah, you can't even use 2 of your moves, and even if you manage to do them, they will be placed on the ground. Which means if your opponent starts flying or doing some random stuff in the air, you, my friend, are absolutely cooked. But even with all of this, you can still defeat a lot of players and gain tons and tons of bounty. Number 7, gas fruit. Okay, yet again we have another underrated fruit. Usually gas is known as a fruit for grinding and doing that type of stuff, right? But it's actually pretty strong for doing PvP as well. Anyways, let me start off with the first move, a simple dash dealing 4000 damage. Second move is like a self-based explosion, nearly 4000 damage. Third move is like a projectile move. As you can see, you can aim it and it does a bunch of damage. And of course, we have the transformation. But we're not going to be using that since the normal version is better for combos. And I'm not going to lie, doing combos with this fruit is not even that hard. Like, look at this. It's a freaking piece of cake, dude. And yet, nearly no one uses the gas fruit for PvP. And just as a little side note, if you're facing too much trouble, just do your transformation. And after this, just spam the heck out of everything. Look at this, dude. Just make sure to spam the heck out of everything and most likely you will win the fight. And yes, don't worry, if your opponent is running in the air, you can also counter him in the air. It's not a big problem. So yes, the gas fruit is very, very underrated.
Since you're already playing game
fruit. Alright, so after the rework, the control fruit is absolutely crazy. And let me just show you guys the first move. Look at this. It does so much damage. Then we have the second move. Look at this. It's a projectile dealing a ton of damage as well. And lastly, we also have this little move right here, which is just absolutely broken, as you guys can see. And not to forget, with the control fruit, you also get a very, very strong teleport. Look at this. You can teleport anywhere, dude. This can be so helpful to juke your enemies and then do a combo. Like, look at this, dude. Like, that combo was so unexpected and it literally one-shotted the NPC. All you need is a little bit of aim and just a little bit of practice, and that is literally it. Nowadays, control is probably one of the strongest fruits in the game. Number 5, lightning fruit. Alrighty, lightning deserves no introduction. This fruit is just crazy. The first move is a lightning orb. It's like a simple orb thrown at your enemy, which isn't very strong, but it has some other uses. Then we have the second move, which is basically a stun-based move. Then we have the third move, which is yet again another stun-based move. And then we have the last move, which is yet again another stun-based move. Like, yeah. This fruit is basically like the ice fruit, but with so much better moves. And if that wasn't enough, there are also 4 teleports you can use to confuse your enemies. And with all of these stun-based moves, there are just a ton of combos you can do to your enemies. Even before the rework, lightning was one of my favorite fruits in the game, and after the rework, it's just absolutely incredible, dude. Like, you can slice up bounty hunters, teamers, like anyone you see, you can defeat them in a few seconds. This fruit is absolutely crazy, dude. Number 4, dragon fruit. Okay, this is a simple no-brainer. Dragon is one of the strongest fruits in the game, so obviously it's gonna be a very, very strong fruit for doing combos, and it really is. The first move is a simple projectile move which you can aim at your enemies and shoot. Easy damage. This is the second move right here. You grab your enemy and then throw them to the ground. This is the third move. It's a simple barrage of attacks on your enemy, and if you haven't noticed already, the damage is crazy. And here we have countless ways of doing combos. You can stun them like this, grab them, bang, bang, easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you want to do a little combo, you could like grab them, throw them, use your C move, and literally start the combo like this. Hey, what the hell? Where did the NPC go? Oh, he despawned. Okay, bro, that just ruined my freaking clip. Dragon is just OP, dude. Number 3, dough fruit. Okay, you might be like, why did I put dough so high? Well, let me just show you. The first move is a simple projectile. Look at that, dealing 4,000 damage. The second move has 2 different types. The first one is a simple stunning move. Look at that. And if you're in the air, you could do this. Look at this. The same move will stun them even more, dealing a bit more damage. But keep in mind, the move is very, very easy to miss. Anyways, here we have the third move. Look at this. You will do like a little spinny thing and bang. Look at that. And the fourth move, everybody knows, it's this beautiful move. Look at this. And now you might be thinking, okay, the moves are pretty good, but are they good for combos? Everyone and their mom knows how easy dough is for combos. Just look at this. You do this, you can do this, grab them again like an idiot. Look at this, bang, bang, and Oh, I just completely missed. Like, the amount of combos this fruit has is just incredible, dude. Like, with this fruit, there are so many moves that you can start your combos with. It's crazy. Like, look at this. I just made a free combo out of literally thin air. Like, there was nothing, dude. So yes, enough of the dough glaze, but if you really want to do some combos, make sure to give dough a try. Number 2, portal fruit. With the portal fruit, you will have this little M1, which you can use to travel or confuse your enemies. Then you also have this dash, which you can also use to confuse your enemies as well. But here we have the first move. The first move is like a stun based move. Look at this. Second move is also stun, but it also makes you invisible. So if somebody is doing a combo on you, you can simply dodge that. The third move can help you teleport across the map, so we don't really need that. And then lastly, we have the fourth move, this one right here, as you can see. And this takes you to your own domain, where you can use your moves, you can do whatever you want. But sadly, that got nerfed, and now it's not really that strong anymore. But the main thing with this fruit is that you can use your swords as your main source of damage. And you can use the portal fruit to stun your enemies or to confuse them and bait them out. This fruit is not really made for doing damage or even combos with the portal fruit. It's really made to like confuse your enemies and to occasionally stun them or like basically do something stupid so you can do a combo with your sword or, you know, stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, this fruit is a little bit difficult to learn, but once you actually learn it, boys, it's actually so strong. Like, dude, I used to use this fruit non-stop for PvP and it was just unstoppable, bro. It was so easy to use and nobody has a counter for this. Unless they do like a super stupid unescapable combo, there is particularly no counter to the portal fruit. And if you haven't already, make sure to give it a try. It's actually crazy. Number 1, kitsune fruit. Alright, hold up. Everyone would be like, why did you even choose the kitsune fruit as number 1? Well, for me, kitsune is probably the easiest fruit to do combos with. I don't know why, but for me, like, the moves seem so easy to use and like the combos are seamless. This fruit has been the easiest for me to learn and, to be honest, the strongest one as well. I don't know how to explain it. Some people say this fruit is made for spamming, like you just spam your moves and stuff like that. But for me, doing a combo seems so much more easier. Like, why would you even spam this fruit when it's so easy to do combos with? But just like I said before, these fruits are a bit difficult to learn. Even if you are using the strongest fruits in the game, if you don't have good aim or if you don't know how to use your moves properly, 9 out of 10 times you will lose to your enemies. Because every single move needs to be perfect. Like, you need to stun your opponents, you need to counter them, you need to do some pretty good movement if you want to be a very good bounty hunter. And you might be wondering, how do I learn all of that? Like, how do I get better at this game? And there is just one answer. Just practice, dude. So yes, that basically wraps up the video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also join my Discord server down in the description. And if you're in Blox Fruits, make sure to follow my Roblox account